the spirit world and the material world that I think is problematic and not necessarily true every other places. Okay, this is in Papua New Guinea, and you know, that gets into near-death experience and that. I guess the point is, I said I had worked with NDEs, and Eben Alexander, no relative, I recommend his book, Proof of Heaven, just phenomenal. Here was a neurosurgeon who was unconscious for 7 days and knew they had no higher cognitive brain functioning and has these tremendous experiences. But my point here is dealing with the funding. In life after death research there's almost no money involved in it, and yet that's an issue that affects 100% of the population, and you can't get serious research into these areas. Alternative healing methods, that affects the vast majority of people here, and yet again, you'll find very, very small amounts of money that are put in. If you're not straight into allopathic medicine, your chances of getting funding for research, even though these studies on the use of meditation and things have changed, just substantially impacted. Rare disease, by the way, is any disease that affects 20,000 people or less in a year, and you will find modest funding, NIH there. UFOs actually impacts a very small minority of the people that have vast interest. And again, the amount of money that you'll find in research in it is very, very small. Yet I turn to the God particle, again, looking for the Higgs boson, which is of interest in reality to a tiny subset of physicists, theoretical physicists. Our contribution to that's 800 million, again, about 13, 14 billion. So what you find is that there's very little correlation in these areas in phenomenology between the funding priorities and the impact that they would have on society. Is it important? Near-death experience? Yep, to 100%. Yet, like I say, the encounters, don't know what's in there, don't know how many people are impacted, but totally ignored by science.